Okay, I would like to open up the August 2026 meeting of the Community Preservation Committee. The first item on the agenda is a discussion of the meeting from June 11th. We did not have a meeting in July as we had no agenda items. So everybody's had a chance, received the minutes long time ago and has a copy of them now. We can entertain a motion to accept, amend, or digest for a few minutes first, up to whatever you guys decide.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes.
I second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to accept the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote, starting with Ken,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
George,
No.
Dennis,
Yes. Yes.
other George, John, yes, Mike,
Yes.
and Joanne.
Yes.
Okay, unanimously approved. Okay, so I should have announced this already, but it's obviously apparent because I'll be stumbling through the meeting. But Jess is not here, Jessica Case, she had another engagement, so I will give her admin update. The item that she wanted to discuss was in regards to the breaking ceremony at Templeton Heroes Park, which was on July 4th. It was a very well attended, and there was a lot of good interest in there. So basically, everybody had a chance to, throw the dirt if they wanted to, talk about the project, donate money to the parks. And there will be a lot of effort going on to make sure the list of the names that will go on the monuments are going to be as complete as we can. Did anybody want to have any say about that ceremony or anything?
Sure. So I was there. It was great. It was actually, the turnout was a lot more than I actually expected. And their Jim's committee there, they did the mock-ups. I don't know if you guys have drone by and saw that, which I had no idea about, which I thought was a great touch because it kind of really gave you a visual of potentially what the park's going to look like. Great ceremony, a lot of work behind the scenes to get to where he's at right now. So I'm really happy for the gentleman and the lady involved for this project to get moving for them.
Yeah, thank you. Those mock-ups are still standing and I've seen some photos from the groundbreaking, so that's great. Thank you. The next item to be discussed is the fiscal year 2027 coalition membership dues. This is the annual expenditure that we pay into the Community Preservation Coalition, comes from our administrative budget, and that provides us, supporting the representation whenever there's questions. They run the database of projects. They will refer us to other projects or people to talk to, and it's been very helpful to us. So the annual membership dues is based upon the amount of money that the town, receives. So bigger communities pay a lot more. We are at the annual membership dues level of $1,750, which is the same as what it was last year. Any questions or discussion on that? I'd entertain a motion to approve continuing membership with the Community Preservation Coalition and authorizing the expenditure of $1,750 from the administrative CPC.
I'll make that one.
Motion made and
I'll second that.
seconded. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, Ken,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
George A,
Yeah.
Dennis?
Yes.
George B,
Yes.
John, yes, Mike,
Yes.
and Joanne.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Who made the initial motion?
That was George Andrews. Okay, also noted by our admin is that the warrant is going to be open on August 24th for the fall town meeting. The fall town meeting, as I understand it, is scheduled for October 21st. We have not put any projects forward. We had that one woman came in from Habitat for Humanity. There's likely going to be another special town meeting. Usually is this October one going to set the tax rate? It's kind of early for that, usually.
Yeah, usually it's later than that. It's like November.
Yeah, so chances are there'll be another special town meeting. I don't know. Obviously, we'll be working towards May town meeting projects now, we'll have plenty of time, so
Can I
nothing's
ask,
urgent, yes.
has she, the Habitat for Humanity, have they put anything forward for?
No, we haven't heard back from them, but I will ask Jess to reach out to her next week to see.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think everybody thought it was a pretty good idea. Louise,
You're gonna fund it, whether she's gonna put in projects one at a time or.
yeah, so there's a lot of details to
Yeah.
work out, so it's nothing that we're gonna be fast tracking. So we'll ask her to, she met us, we gave her our, links to what we need from her. We'll have to have a follow-up. They've done it in some other communities. Yeah, so a lot to digest. Okay, so that's it for the admin report. The next item would be to talk about the CPC finances and which includes a discussion of the current projects. And I've got some updates from Carrie Novak, who couldn't join us tonight, regarding the projects she's involved with, the open space plan and the community garden. But we will just go through our regular list, which is starts with the projects. Just to reiterate, we'll just go down the list. Conservation Fund, that $8,000, we have suggested that be used towards the open space plan, so that's still ongoing. The Boynton Library, there has been 2 appropriations. One has been zeroed out, you can see, and the other one is down to $717 because the first major invoice from the contractor came in, and that's why $115,000 came out of that, as well as some additional expenditures for the architectural design. So there's only $717 in that, and that's gonna be kind of earmarked towards the signage. And then the other funds that are available from the Nordford's gift account and another trust account will pay the balance of the bills.
Do we have any idea what the progress is being made on the work?
The project is very close to being completed. There was some, it's certainly taken a lot longer than everybody had hoped. It's in wonderful shape right now. 2 items that are pressing. One is because of the activity, all of the fire alarm system needed to be rejiggered, if you will. And so a contract is going out to American Alarm, who's the vendor who the town has used for its alarm services. They're hoping to schedule the work in the next week or 2. The primary contractor, La Rochelle, is got the punch list, and they're working through the punch list. We'll see them here a couple of times more as they close out those activities. One of the slow point then will become the return of the books and the placing of the shelves. The shelving was all been done by Monty Tech, but of course they only worked until the season ended, so they have it all there. The timing didn't work so that their students could do the installation last spring, so they will have to be doing it in September. That doesn't preclude the library from being reopened, and so what basically that is there will be wooden bookshelves and casements around the perimeter. The stacks will still be there. They'll just be reoriented in the main part, and so whether some books or all books are there to get a soft open, that's something they're working through now. The children's room is unaffected, and that can be opened up again. And then we need to make sure that the building inspector would approve its use, which will require the fire alarm system being, up to snuff. So
A few required.
hopefully soon, I'll tell you, because I've been involved with that as well. Any other questions on that? Okay, the Dwelly Farm, they're continuing to plan. They have a remaining balance you see of $11,330. They have some more invasive weed projects going on. Nothing urgent on that. The First Church, you've probably seen, they are moving forward on the work on the 3rd phase, which is the steeple. They fully extended that thing, and they're working on the ball on top of the steeple. I don't know if you saw that. I told my daughter, like, that's going to be a spinning disco ball, and then they're going to put a digital clock up there. No. So we paid $46,000 on July 31st towards that balance. The balance remains is $112,700. We'll need to make sure we have the signage appropriate for the CPA recognition. I know they have a wedding scheduled for September 12th that they're hoping to have it done for that.
If
Other
not, they're gonna move all the equipment out of the way, I'm told.
Are the clocks going back up or?
Oh, yeah.
They will.
And they're gonna have them all synchronized, and yeah, these guys are doing a bang up job. We could even ask them maybe for a preliminary visit sometime, or maybe they'll just want to do a grand opening because we're getting so close, but.
They have to put up a new weather vane though, because the one that folded in half, they said it was too far gone to restore it.
Okay, so, and they'll work with, they know what the budget is, so,
Mhm. Question,
yep.
some years ago, say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they put up a granite slab at the entrance to the cemetery. I think that was done with CPC money because it has a CPC sign on the back of it. It looks like it's leaning and is going to fall over.
Okay,
I don't know, it's really taking a bad tilt. So I don't know, with our limited funds now, I don't know whether the DPW could go up there and square it away.
yeah, we really need to go through the cemetery commission to do that, but yes, there was a project done to, both the Tombs project that Alan
Yeah,
led over the
yeah.
years, and then
They built
the
a fence
perimeter,
there
the
too, that's all
yeah.
rotted out and all falling apart.
Oh, really?
So between the fence and the stone, it's really falling into disrepair.
There's some real serious ground problems right along the perimeter of the hall, the church hall, and maybe leading over to where that stone is.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
don't-
related to drainage or?
I wonder.
Well,
I-
keep in
I
mind,
think it
the
needs to be
brick
looked
building
at.
used to be there, that two-story brick building used to
Oh,
be
so
there, could be
maybe,
the
yeah.
foundation of
That
that
one.
building that might be causing some commotion.
I don't
But-
know.
So who do we contact? The cemetery department?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it may need, if it needs to be revisited,
Yeah.
that could be a future project, but, presently, no, there's no
I'm sure
money.
they don't have any free cash to do that.
Yeah. I would think so, think not. Okay, so that was the first church, Gilman Waite softball fields, anything to report on that, Ken?
Yeah, so we're 99% of the way. Me and Bill Guinness are actually meeting with the contractor that's been doing the work up there tomorrow, 8 AM, to do pretty much a final walkthrough. I actually sent some pictures to Jess earlier. I didn't realize she wasn't going to be here, to send off to the board of what they look like now, and as well as the community garden. They did a great job. The dugouts look great. Me and Bill are gonna get some paint and redo the blue on field 2, and then hit the exposed wood.
Need to do some carpentry on field 2 too. A lot of that's rotted.
Yeah, me and Bill kind of went through a walkthrough there the other day.
I was gonna do that last year, but they didn't have the money.
We still don't.
Yeah.
Is that something that is not affiliated with the project, so you can't get the contractor to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
We were gonna try to roll that in there, but the contractor that did the 2 dugouts was the subcontractor at the original guy that we hired. And they came in and out, they were done in those dugouts in a couple days. So it's something we're just gonna take on, just so it has a fresh look up there. It looks really good.
Are they gonna put security cameras up there?
Well, I mean, we have the 4 on the concession stand now.
Yeah, I know,
Only
they don't
one
do it.
really takes the ball field.
Yeah.
That I
It's too far away.
definitely think could use one down the playground end. Our biggest
I'm more
issue,
worried about the new roofs that they're putting on, because they're gonna be shingled roofs, and they're gonna do
They
the
are
same
shingled.
thing they did to the one by the concession stand.
Yeah.
They're
our
ripping them up.
biggest issue right now is the e-bikes in the infields.
Yeah.
I mean, they're leaving ruts that when our tractor was down there for a few weeks, when Charles was actually still on staff, I mean, we were raking it up by hand. And then we had that softball tournament. We had to do all 3 fields 2 times that day by hand. That was a lot of work because the tractor was down. So we're hoping, to kind of deter that. We put a couple of posts on the rec page, trying to get parents to talk to their kids. We don't have someone up there 24 hours. So unless we catch someone in the act, it's really hard to deter them for being up there. We do have some new signage going up.
Maybe there's some kind of a, I mean, if there was a community effort to do some GoFundMe type stuff
Yeah.
that buy some cameras or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I know that the money is tight everywhere,
Well-
but you hate to see something get ruined.
I mean, I think from now on, one of the questions, whenever a new project comes in front of this group, I'm gonna be insisting on security.
Yeah.
Because we're putting too much money out there and then the kids are going in and ruining it. And cameras are so cheap now and so versatile now, it doesn't make any sense not to have cameras. Put a pole 20 feet up right in the middle of the field and point a camera in every direction.
Yeah.
As those roofs aren't cheap, and they found what the gazebo on the river, when the kids would turn it off, thank goodness the cops caught them while they were doing it.
Yeah.
And they got the kids and the parents had to pay for it. But up at Gilman Way, it's a whole nother ballpark, no pun intended.
So they're gonna wrap it up and then we'll see the invoice for that because we haven't really paid
Yeah,
them.
so it's done, we're about 114 and some change right now for everything that they've done up there. And the contractor we went with was very good when me and Bill met with him as far as the gauging of the fencing and stuff. A lot of the fencing that was up there was more to be out in the field, not with kids pushing against it and softball bags being hung on it. So he was really good at that.
More rigid now
Yeah,
than,
it looks great. Pretty much the only original fencing now that's left is the backstop field too. Everything else has been replaced. Brand new backstops, and then on field two of the wings, we increased the height around the concession
They
stand.
do any work on the hardball field?
So nothing on that side, on the right side of the road. Everything just on field 1, 2, and 3. As far as the dugouts,
Yeah. Any plans to work on the hardball field?
not currently.
I
Yeah,
just feel like the boys are being shorted and the girls are getting everything.
well,
Yeah.
things come over in time, and so, you know, going forward, there's certainly opportunities to do additional
Yep.
CPC funding, CPA funding, you know, really nowhere else, probably.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
They're closing it down August 15th, the field.
so we just had them off. We had the fields closed till August 15th. Just because they were coming, I mean, they were ripping out the old poles out of the ground and then they were coming in with the fence machine. So we were just trying to keep kids off the field while we were doing that work. I mean, even when I've been up there helping with play group or just stopping up there, I mean, people are still on the fields. It doesn't matter with the caution tape and the signs. But luckily nothing's happened. Now the project's done and, you know, now we can, and you know, the kids can start enjoying it come this fall.
Great, yeah.
Yep.
In September.
Yep.
It's nice when projects come to an end, there's always
Mhm.
more to be done and more concerns. Certainly security that's a good point you made, Mike. We need to probably incorporate that into anything that's, you know, that needs to be a budget item for projects of where things there's risk
Mhm.
of damage or whatever. The Memorial Congregational Church, they've done some preliminary work and engaged with a contractor, but no update on that at present. I need to meet with them and Jessica soon. The Grange Hall, you could see that she has, that we voted last time in June. That project was done, so $560 was left over. That went back to the reserve from whence it came. The Boynton, as I mentioned, the $717 left in that. And the community center garden, Carrie did say that things are going well down there and they're gonna have an event to the 8/14, that's tomorrow, it's from 6 to 9.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
And what is that, just to kind of show it? Where,
Show it off. They got I think there's 22 or 24 vendors coming. They got a garage band that's gonna come and play. We were actually just marking out all the spots right before this meeting. It looks really nice over there. Done a great job. Plenty of vegetables, like I said. Jess hopefully will forward you guys some pictures tomorrow, but I got a bunch of pictures of the beds today. It looks good. So I think it's just to try to bring, you know, the purpose of what they had envisioned with the community garden, to just bring out some local vendors. And get people to come out and see it and hopefully participate, you know, for the future of it going on from where it's at.
yeah,
What was the time on that again?
So it's 6 to 9.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow evening at the senior center. or
Senior
the-
center.
Great. Any other comments or questions on the senior center garden? Now, she does not have on here the two newest projects. They probably haven't gotten the money bucket set up, but those two projects are listed on their other sheet. One is the open space funds for that, which was approved, and basically the update on that is, so Carrie has been trying to connect with MRPC, the Montezut Regional Planning Commission. They have in the past been able to do open space plans. They have, because they have, they are a special entity as a quasi-governmental thing. We can work directly with them. They are unsure whether they have the bandwidth to do this project, so we're waiting to hear back from them if that's still an option. If it's not, then it's gonna have to be going out to get 3 quotes and go forward to get that thing done. There is going to be an open space committee meeting on September 9th, 6 p.m. and hopefully we'll have an update there, and then our meeting is gonna be the next day. So maybe we'll hear more about it next month. And then the other new project is, of course, the Heroes Park. We already referenced the groundbreaking. This is a big and complicated project. Ken, do you want to kind of give us a little update on
Yeah,
how
so
we should go forward?
Jim's still working on names. If you saw the video from TCTV, so their main focus is that, and now they're starting to get kind of what the actual sizes of some of the monuments will be. It sounds like World War II is going to probably be a little bit bigger than the other ones, just because the amount of names. I think a couple months ago I brought that update from Jim. They're going by character, and he has like the character count of everyone that's been added. And then I know since 4th of July, he has gotten an influence of some more names, people that didn't realize or didn't think of their relatives, being able to get put on. Even my neighbor was, is eligible. He's lived in town for a long time. He was in Desert Storm. So, he wasn't on the list. So now because of that, we're getting him on the list. So they're still doing a lot of kind of finding out. And then, hopefully, by spring, we've already had things out to bid and got some bids awarded. So come springtime, we can actually do an official groundbreaking and get things moving.
So I've heard that there has been a challenge finding like the most recent vets, the Desert Storm and that. So we really, I don't know, it's a lot of, you don't want to put a big monument and only have 2 names on it.
Right.
Not that it's, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then more could be added, but it's better to add them before
Yes.
than afterwards.
Yeah. It'd be much more cost effective to get them all on there now. And they do have the first responder stone as well. So police, fire, EMS. So if you do want anyone, you can send us an email at recreation at templetonmass.gov, and then it can forward it along to Jim.
Have they talked to the National Guard? Because they sent a lot of units.
I'd
over.
have to ask Jim on that.
I
You know,
mean,
he's
that
done
might
a
be
lot of
good
that.
source to,
Yeah.
through the Gardner, maybe, Guard.
I know he's done a pretty extensive outreach as far as he could with what,
Yeah, I'm sure he
services he has. And that's why we're kind of hoping with some of the social media and the video kind of TCTV did for the grand opening, for the groundbreaking, that we can get some more names on there.
Yeah, so the process is gonna be that, we have to have a design scope and engineering prepared to put together a solicitation for bids
Yeah.
for, the whole project. And, there's money that's been approved, 330,000 through the town CPA funds. I know they've raised some other funds that might offset some of the costs for the whatever. But it's not an easy job to define what a project is. You want to be as specific as you can, because anything that you don't put out in the bid package, as you've had to deal with this, becomes an add-on, and that's where the cost can escalate. And so we probably should have a meeting to discuss that process as to whether we should engage an engineering services firm or architectural firm to put together the bid packaging. And that would be an allowable expense for the project. And then, but that would reduce the balance that would be available for the full thing. And then if you put a project together, you say, this is what we have to have, and these are the additive alternatives that we will want, but if we can't afford, we can't do, etc. So even to get it to the bid, to get something awarded for next year, it takes a long time. So when is your next rec meeting?
I believe the 24th.
Of August?
Yep.
Okay, so when Jessica gets back, we'll also reach out to, so any procurement goes through our, it needs to go to our chief procurement officer. He's obviously very busy these days with other issues related to the town, so maybe I could come to your meeting or something, or we could, we just want to keep the ball rolling so
Yeah.
that we can get to a point where it's ready to go out, and then we can see what kind of interest, because maybe nobody bids, or maybe you bid this, because how do you separate the bid? Is it one comprehensive bid, or do you have one firm you're hiring that does the work, another one provides the materials? The material cost is a huge part of this. I mean, that was a big part of the request. So it's gonna take some doing, and we're gonna need some help.
Yep.
Anybody else, anything else you want to say about that, Ken, or anybody have any questions or comments on that? Okay, so that's presently where we are with our finances and current projects, unless I missed anything that you want to talk about. I think we went through it all like we usually do. Potential projects, obviously, we're not gonna get a project finished and on the slate by next week to go on a warrant for the fall, but we want to start thinking about what we might do next year. The Habitat for Humanity folks came in, we'll reach out to them to see if they hope to do something for next May. One thing that I had come up with, and I was talking earlier because of all of the dead ash trees, is that the rehabilitation of town lands by removal of ash trees and replanting of new trees could be a CPA funded project.
Interesting.
This is a catastrophic failure. It's not typical maintenance.
That's an expensive one though.
It certainly is, but they're gonna start falling down anyway.
Yeah, well, the town common could use a few removals.
Yeah, so the town
But you know, another
common,
big tree issue up at Gilman Wade, all the red pines are all dead up there.
those should all go down too.
Huge issue up there.
So-
We've gotten
They only
several.
have a 99-year life expectancy.
Oh, time's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it when you stand back, you can see how dead, and it's literally around the entire field, and then of course that one line is still between the parking lot and the playground. We've had several people, residents, coaches, reach out to the rec, and we're concerned about the trees. So we've reached out to a few different people, at least for up in the Gilman Way area, to try to get either a tree guy to come in and take the trees down for us and keep the wood or something. We just
didn't
kinda
know
started-
that Bob Sozik had already done that. He already had quotes for, I was up there the day the guy came up.
Yeah.
And I said, this has gotta be worth something for the lumber. He goes, the trees are all too small in diameter. He
Yeah.
goes, yeah, they're tall, they're
Yeah, wood
straight, but
chips.
by the time you cut the outer bark off, you
Yeah.
got nothing. So,
The same thing
I
with
don't know the name of the company that was with him that day.
Yeah.
But they did take a stock of what was there and what would have to be done. So before you go off and recreate, save yourself some time and check with the DPW. Actually, I think Bob was appointed the tree warden in town, right?
He was.
He was, so we have an official
So-
position called tree warden.
Yeah, and their job is, like, sometimes historic trees need to be addressed to the state or whatever, but the fact that all these trees are dead, I mean, the common, we've also always talked about improvement of the common, improvement of the land there.
Yeah.
It seems like if it's combined for all town, it's not something you're gonna turn on a dime to do. You gotta get the information to do it. I mean, what's it gonna cost?
Yeah.
But if you do it comprehensively, you would think the efficiency would be better
would
than
think.
piecemeal. And I don't foresee the town having any money to do this unless they were to do it through community preservation.
It would be an opportunity too, to look at what would be a good tree to have up on the common.
Exactly, yeah, replant something, you know, it's not just take the trees down, it's what do you put back in?
Replace them.
And then, of course, the tree is that you want to replant, the more money that's gonna cost, but, you know, we'll all be dead when they all.
Yes,
But we're not, it's not about us, it's about the future.
Let's get a fast growing tree soon.
Yeah, kudzu.
I still got 20.
still,
Okay, so that's one thing I just wanted to throw out there and to keep on people's minds or whatever. Any other projects that people might want to discuss?
I had put on there the survey of the common. I was doing some preliminary asking and talking about that. I met with Justice Graves. I asked him what his opinion was of what he has for a survey of the common. He's not happy with it. He says there's a lot of missing information, a lot of property lines that are not defined, things that overlap. So he thought that it would be a good idea to do a full survey of Templeton Common. Some of it was already been done. I'm reaching out to get a couple quotes, and then I'll bring it to the Historical Commission and see if they want to drive the effort. So.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I mean, and any survey is going to rely on past surveys. It's going to be a collection of looking at the deeds as well as just finding out where the
Somebody
things
had to
are.
flog through it.
And then it costs money, but that's also necessary if you want to plan for the future. And even like this tree thing, we would only be taking down town trees, but another issue for the survey.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that would be a great potential project.
So it's moving forward, it's working in the background, I'll advise in the future.
Great, thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to?
I did see DOT up there, doing the, common area yesterday. I don't know if this has anything to do
I
with.
have no idea what they were doing up there.
They were making, they're going down to do the Berry Road, and I don't know exactly what they're gonna do. But
They had a
They were
guy,
looking up there measuring stuff yesterday when I was up that way.
they had a guy measuring just the new crosswalk, the angles and the,
Oh, yeah, he's pretty diligent about it too. I
Oh.
was watching him.
well, that's ADA stuff. So.
No, almost up.
Yeah, and if they ever want to, well, they'll do their thing and then they'll tell us what to do afterwards.
Big roundabout all the way around the common.
Oh, God.
Rotary.
Somebody else proposed that years ago.
Okay, any other potential projects to be discussed? Hearing none, we might as well move to the next item, which is any chair comments or member comments. I don't have any. Not hearing any, or seeing any. I will move to
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
not just yet.
Oh,
Next meeting is scheduled for September 10th, 2026, 7 PM.
right.
Now we can do that.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Uh,
Aye.